What's up, guys? Story time. When I was in green clothes and used to travel around, I always took cap badges with me because if I ever met soldiers from another army, I always had cap badges in my pocket so I could swap cap badges with them. So, I got some from German soldiers, American soldiers, Belgium, and so on. So I was looking at them last night. And there's one particular one that always stands out and kind of gives me the chills. But so I thought I would share it with you today. And it's this one here. Okay, so how did I come across that? Here's the story. 1981, the Cold War was still on. It was Warsaw Pact versus Nato. I was in a unit that had theater nuclear weapons, so it's kind of a little bit hairy because you think if you're going to take out a target to help you defend yourself, we would have been a good target to take out. So you're always a little bit, not always, but a lot of times you had this like, is this the time or whatever, But the unit asked me to go on a swimming teacher's course. So I said, sure. They said, oh, you're going to Berlin for the course. And I'm like, Berlin? They said, yeah, they have the course there in the Olympic Stadium. I said, okay, so when do I fly? And they said, no, you're going by train. I said, huh? Go by train? So they said, yeah, there's a train, a British military train. So I said, okay. So I got 2 pieces of paper after I finished the journey. Let me show you. So the first one is this, British military train. It tells you from Berlin to Berlin, and then it tells you all the details down here of the things that you're going to see and so on and so on. And that's it there, and that's the route. Cameras and binoculars are not to be used or exposed during the train journey. And this is a little certificate, British military train, UK, Russian, movement orders, so on, and my details. Berlin to Helmstadt, you can see there, December 81 to the 12 December to 19 December 1981, signed by David somebody, Commandant, British Sector Berlin. What was I going there for? To do a swimming teacher's course. So I get on a train, changed a couple of times, wind up at this station, get on the train. They check your ID card, make sure you're the right person. You get on the train, sit down, and then it starts to move, but it only goes really slow, and it passes through what looks like a heavy fortified fence with lots of barbed wire on it. And it pulls into another station. So you just, from what I remember, you don't travel far and you pull into this other station. It was derelict, nobody there. I don't know if that's the right word, but anyway, nobody there. The warrant officer of the train gets off our train and goes to an office to do his paperwork, and then Russian soldiers come out to guard the train. And this Russian soldier come up to my window, and he flashes, his fingers at me, and he's basically indicating 20 German marks. And then he shows me this. So I said, okay, because I collected cap badges. That's what I was looking at last night, which why I thought us to share this with you. And then he pulls out another patch and shows it to me, and says 20 again, and but I cannot find that. But I have it somewhere, and this is the patch here. So I bought 2 of them, and I thought, you're not supposed to do this, so I sort of sat quiet and not said anything. But I guess they do it all the time. Anyway, so I got these 2 cap badges, but you think, Warsaw Pact versus NATO, and then here's young Kevin sitting in a train with a young Russian soldier outside, and neither one of us really give a shit about what all the big machine and political, you know, chicanery going on. And here's this two guys wheeling and dealing with each other who could have gone for a beer in the afternoon. You know, he told me about his family, I tell him about my family. He tells me about his job, I tell him about my job. So there's so many different emotions attached to that little tiny incident that I think about today. I mean, he probably don't think about me because he's probably done it 100 times. I'm just one of many hundreds, but I dealt with him once. So to me, it's a memory, and it's quite an emotional one because, like I said, Warsaw Pact, one soldier versus another soldier, just enjoying life. I buy a couple patches off, a patch and a cat badge off him. Even today, it's kind of like baffling. So the reason I went to Berlin was to do a teacher's course, and I got a big badge to say I can be a lifeguard, and a medallion thing here to say Kevin is a lifeguard, or was, or is, or whatever, I don't know. So I stayed there a week, bloody freezing cold, in December '81 in Berlin. So anyway, we were in the Olympic pool. That 1936, I believe, Jesse Owen ran the 100 meters somewhere in that area, and Hitler wouldn't give him the medal because he's, so the story goes, prejudiced, and wouldn't give him the medal, present it to him. Anyway, a lot of stories and so on, all attached to one little thing, which are memories that are locked in my head, and good memories. But like I said, you think we'd have been one of the first things that the Russians would try to attack, because, you know, I was in a theater nuclear regiment at that time, and a prime target to be taken out. But anyway, it's all over now. But I'm glad we didn't have to come in contact with them, because it probably wouldn't have been good. But anyway, memories, right? And I got a box of cat badges from all over the place, but maybe one day I'll share that with you. I think that you might not like that so much, but I thought this story was fascinating. Two guys meeting in East Germany, a Russian and a British soldier, meeting in a train station in East Germany. Fascinating. Okay, guys, leave a comment if you got a thought. All the best. Buckets of blessings. Rivers of peace, joy, and kindness. Thanks for being here. Till next time.